Was Jesus Palestinian? And while we're at it, was Moses Chinese? I'm joking, of course. Everyone knows Moses was Italian. But what of Jesus? Anti-Israeli protesters, both here in Australia and overseas, have hijacked Christmas to claim that Jesus was not in fact a Jew, but a Palestinian. Check out this graffiti at Bondi Beach on Christmas morning. Jesus was Palestinian, it says. And listen to these protesters disrupting a Santa Claus display at a major shopping centre in Toronto just a few days ago.
Free Palestine!
Jesus was Palestinian!
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 Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Now, immediately after October 7, we were told Hamas terrorists were resistance fighters. Then we were told that Osama bin Laden made some really good points. And now we're being told that Jesus was Palestinian. What next? Will they claim Aristotle was Palestinian? Shane Warne? Their argument goes something like this. Jesus was born in Bethlehem, and Bethlehem is located south of Jerusalem in what is now known as the West Bank. Therefore, they say, Jesus was Palestinian. It's only a matter of time before they insist that baby Jesus was wrapped in a keffiyeh and gently laid in a tunnel beneath Gaza, where he was visited by 3 wise men from Qatar bearing gifts of knives, AK-47s and rockets. I'm joking, but then again, nothing would surprise these days. Attempts to co-opt Jesus to a particular ideology are nothing new, of course. Depending on which social justice warrior you're talking to, Jesus was a socialist, a refugee, a communist, a pacifist, a member of the LGBTQ community, or an environmentally friendly vegan driving an EV with an arms are for hugging sticker on the rear bumper. Oddly enough, activists never describe Jesus as the divine incarnate at whose name every knee must bow. But we all know the pro-Palestinian mob don't need Jesus to be Lord and Saviour, they just need him to not be a Jew. And so, as the world paused to celebrate Jesus' birth, the Jew haters were insisting a Jew born to the Virgin Mary, also a Jew, whose lineage can be traced back to King David, obviously a Jew, was not in fact a Jew. Catholic priest Father Edward Beck went on CNN and with a straight face said this.
A Palestinian Jew born into a time when his country was occupied, right? They can't find a place for her to even give birth, his mother. They're homeless. They eventually have to flee as refugees into Egypt, no less. I mean, you can't make up the parallels to our current world situation right now.
He's totally making it up. Jesus was a Jew, born in the Jewish kingdom of Judea. Palestine didn't exist at the time of Jesus. It was around 100 years after Jesus that Roman Emperor Hadrian purged Judea of Jews and renamed the region Palestine as a slight to the Jews. And you'd think a priest, of all people, would know that Jesus' disciples were all Jews, that his message can't be understood apart from the Jewish faith, and that at his crucifixion, the Romans hung a sign over his head saying, King of the Jews. But suddenly Jesus is Palestinian? Only queers for Palestine would believe something so outrageous. Using Jesus to justify Hamas, as vandals did to this Boston nativity scene, takes some nerve. It's outrageous and insulting to both Jews and to Christians and to Jesus. If you hate Israel, well then just say so. But attempting to weaponise Christian identity in support of a terrorist organisation by claiming that Jesus was not a Jew is deceitful. The fact that Jesus was a Jew doesn't mean he would abandon the Palestinians, and it doesn't mean that Christians should abandon the Palestinians either. Jesus taught his followers to seek justice and to love their enemies, and that those two objectives were not mutually exclusive. In the current circumstance, it means supporting Israel's right to defend itself and to eliminate the forces of evil, seeking to wipe it from the map, while at the same time mourning the destruction required to accomplish those goals, since Jews and Palestinians are equally made in the image of God. Jesus taught us that, and Jesus was a Jew.